Hey, Ready Core, it's Monday, January the 5th of 2026. My name is Tom, and this is your daily brief. On today's show, preparedness doesn't start with buying gear. It starts with understanding what really happens when life gets interrupted. But first, let's get you up to speed with the latest from the RISAT team and the Daily Sit Rep.
This is your AmCon Daily Sit Rep for January the 5th, 2026. Up first today, mental health experts are raising concerns about the potential for AI chatbots to trigger or worsen psychotic symptoms in vulnerable individuals. While AI chatbots are widely used for advice and conversation, psychiatrists warn that these tools can unintentionally reinforce delusions by validating distorted beliefs in some users. This dynamic highlights the importance of not relying on AI chatbots as replacements for professional mental health care, especially for those with a history of psychosis or severe anxiety. Experts advise limiting emotionally intense conversations with AI and maintaining open communication with trusted family or caregivers. In other news, law enforcement officials are warning of an uptick in burglaries targeting homes of recently deceased individuals. Criminals are reportedly exploiting publicly available information, such as obituaries and funeral announcements, to predict when homes will be vacant while families are grieving. Residents are encouraged to take precautions, including securing doors and windows and refraining from publicly sharing travel or funeral details until after the events. Turning to personal safety, ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft offer convenience, but are not without risks. Reports indicate thousands of incidents involving sexual violence or assault have been associated with ride-shares. Despite background checks and safety features, users should remain vigilant, report unsafe driver behavior immediately, and understand the inherent risks involved when riding with strangers. Meanwhile, ongoing protests and increased civil unrest require heightened situational awareness for those in affected areas. Multiple protest events are scheduled, including a vigil in Pasadena, California, and demonstrations against wars in Venezuela, in Florida, and Georgia. Citizens are advised to remain alert, know their exits, and report any suspicious activity to local authorities or the RISAT team. Lastly, looking ahead to the Ready Core calendar, there are several upcoming events, including the Broward County, Florida chapter meetup on January 13th in Sunrise FL, the NWFL January Winter Camp from January 15th to 18th in Ebro FL, and the third annual Illinois Winter Camping event from January 16th to 18th in Oglesby IL. Members are encouraged to participate in these opportunities for training and fellowship. Now for today's weather summary. Moderate to heavy rainfall continues across California today, with an isolated risk for flash flooding. The Pacific Northwest is preparing for another system, bringing heavy precipitation on Tuesday. Wintry precipitation will affect areas from the upper Midwest to New England over the next few days, while well above average temperatures are expanding from the plains to the East Coast this week. Additionally, wildfire risk remains elevated in parts of the southern high plains due to dry and gusty winds. Travel across the northern plains and upper Midwest may be hazardous due to a wintry mix through Monday. Members can access the American Contingency Members Only site to get the full report and more in-depth analysis of today's stories, along with practical preparedness tips, training opportunities, and resources to help you, your family, and your neighborhood stay crisis ready.
When the Johnson family moved into their new home, the first thing Ryan did was check the weather records. "We're in tornado country," he told Emma, but their first real test wasn't a tornado. It was a week-long power outage after a winter storm. The event didn't matter as much as the impact. They didn't need storm shelters. They needed light and heat and communications. That was their lesson in awareness. Stop planning for the headline and start planning for the experience. This week's word of the week is assess, and it's about clarity. Too often we stop at the headline: hurricane, political unrest, earthquake, cyber attack. But preparedness begins when you ask the next question: how would that affect me? Power outage, water contamination, loss of income? Those are the real conditions that you live through. Causative events are containers. Practical impacts are what you actually feel, fix, and recover from. So if you prepare for impacts instead of just events, you'll be ready for many scenarios with the same skills and supplies. Light, heat, food, water, comms. These cover dozens of crises. Assessing your risk means knowing what can happen, how it happens, and what it changes in your daily life. That's where capability begins. So tonight, make a quick list of 5 things that would change in your life if the power went out for 3 days. Just start there. What stops working? What becomes harder? What's the start of your assessment? Or that's the start of your assessment, rather. Tomorrow, we'll go deeper into that process and help you answer the question, what are you really prepping for? Thanks as always for listening to the ReadyCore Daily Brief. If you're already a member, that's awesome. Make sure you check out all of today's resources on the members-only platform. And if you're not a member yet, it's simple. Just head over to AmericanContingency.com and join the network. I'm Tom Rigsby. Stay alert, stay ready, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.